So I work in the discovery department, specifically on search. We do a couple different things, but I'm in the search area of things. One of the big difficulties in improving search results is you need a way to measure your changes to the search results. And there is a lot of research into this area in information retrieval. A couple of the ones that are used commonly are on screen here. They're mean average precision and discounted cumulative gain. A special thing about these is that you need labeled search results. You need results that are scored as relevant or not relevant or some range in between to run these algorithms to compare if your search results got better or not. So one of the things I've been working on just in my spare time, it's essentially a search result labeler. Right now, this isn't in production or anything, it just runs locally and uses, but anyways, you can log in by a MediaWiki account. It'll go over to the thing, it'll ask you if you want to log in. Say yes, and it sends you back, and then it just drops you into a thing where you get results that have been previously imported that you can then rate. So we could say for this one, Elizabeth II, is that relevant for Queen? We could go with probably relevant, I don't know, but you just keep clicking on these links and it'll save the score that you give, and it will just keep giving you back results that you haven't scored before until you run out of things to score. You can suggest queries to be imported. So we could say we want to add mean average precision. And we will import 10 results from English, in this case, English Wikipedia, because that's the one selected. Those will be imported, and then anybody who is scoring results will start seeing those showing up in their things. It's relatively easy. It's something I think we can get users involved in, helping us to build up scores for what is relevant and what is not relevant. There are caveats here because we only import the top 10 results. If something is relevant, but it's not actually in the first page of results, then we don't have it here. Things to think about, but overall, I think it's going to be a useful addition to we're calling it Relevance Lab. It's a thing where we can run sets of queries and measure the changes to those queries and try and improve the results that we return for those queries. I guess one other thing we could look at, it can then dump out the scores for you, tell you, in this case, I'm the only user, so everything just has one score, but you can see for the query, what's relevant, what's not relevant. You can see for Mount Rushmore, we return a bunch of radio stations that are not relevant, and so then we can start using those scores in our relevance lab to optimize for what we return in search. That's about it. Any questions?
For now, if people could take any questions that they have and add them to the Etherpad for Eric, so he can take a look at them, that probably would be the best way to do it. We can do it somewhat asynchronously. And as a reminder for anybody who is in the room or is on Blue Jeans or wants to be in the room or on Blue Jeans, you can sign up to do your demos on the Etherpad called Credit. That's uppercase C-R-E-D-I-T. Very cool, Eric. Very cool stuff. I think up next is Stas, and Eric, if you could turn off your video once you're done. Stas, you ready?
Yeah. Let's see. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I wanted to talk about the Wikidata Query Service GUI and the new stuff that has been done there since basically for the last couple of months. So basically, Wikidata Query Service is the query interface for Wikidata, which allows to ask all kinds of queries. And we have this GUI that allows you to do some interesting things with it. So first of all, this is the interface. So there is for like people just beginning with, there is a lot of examples which allow you to see how to do queries. Like the first one is the list of cats on Wikipedia, which has so Wikipedia has or Wikidata has 59 cats. There should be more. So one interesting thing. So if you see the query here, it's kind of not very comprehensible what that means. So if you actually go there and see the tooltip, it explains basically what these things are. So this one means instance of, and this one means cat. So you can understand this query more. So now this is for the results. So what you can do with these results, you can look at them, you can click through to Wikidata and see the actual entry for this. You can download it in various formats, and you can have a link. So if you click this, you will get a short link to this query. So if you send to somebody this link, he can go to this page and have this query displayed for them. So the next thing is also when you edit the query. So if you didn't know this, there is also auto completion. So if you type, if you want to type, you just type instance, and it substitutes. So now I want a cat. So you can see if you want instead a dog, then you can replace it with a dog. And the same works with variables. So you can figure out all this without remembering all these numbers. So there is also some improvements in the UI. By the way, you can search this. So there is a query for paintings. So paintings by Gustav Klimt. So you can see that this is painting and the creator is Klimt. So if you run this query, you got a bunch of images. So this is not very useful, it's just a file name. But what you can do, if you click on the picture, you can actually see it and browse the actual paintings. Even better, what you can do is image grid, and then all those images are displayed to you as a grid, so you can see them all. Okay, what else interesting? So you can also, if you want to see these examples in Wikipedia, so there is a page in Wikipedia that has all these examples and the code behind them. So if you have some example that you feel particularly good about, you are welcome to go and put it on this page, and this would be automatically displayed in the query examples, and will be searchable and available for everybody to see. There are also there are menus that allow you to see some interesting things. Like, for example, there is a properties browser. So if you want to know what properties there are for items, you can look through it, and you can search like what properties are related to countries. So you can do a search and see which properties are related to countries. So what else? And there is of course link to help that you can read if you need some details about this, and you can provide feedback to this. So one thing that is being worked on also is coordinates. So if we take the example of, let me see if I can find it. Yeah. So for example, this one is list of bridges. So you see there is a coordinates, but you cannot really use it very much because it's just numbers. So what is being worked on is to hooking it up to actual map and kind of displaying this on the map. So this is basically all I wanted to show. So we are working on kind of improving in them. If you have any suggestions of what else we could do and how we could improve this tool to kind of make it easier to work with it, you're welcome to put it on the discussion pages or on the feedback page. So that's it. So if you have any questions, please tell me.
Okay, also cool. Thanks a lot. Yuri, I think you're up next.
Hi everyone, I'm having a lot of issues with BlueJeans. It has crashed my computer just now. I'm very happy about it. I'll hopefully be able to present though. Let me share my screen. So I'm gonna take off right where Stas has left, which is Sparkle. Sparkle is wonderful. Sparkle gives us all this wonderful data. Well, this is a way to visualize the data. Remember, there's geocoordinates. Well, right here we have a graph extension, graph based on a graph extension that plots the disasters, the biggest disasters in history, and their relative size, and type covers the type. The size of the circle is the size of the disaster. So we'll be able to do this kind of things, and you already can do that. For example, if the graph is static, you can already include it in Wikipedia to pull the data directly from Wikidata. That's one thing. Thing number two, someone from Vega team, which is the basis of the graphs, has contributed this wonderful graph about most expensive painting, a list of
Yuri, you seem to have cut out.
and you can see, you get to see some information about the painting, as well as you can just filter the graph and say, oh, just show me a certain period or a certain author. And that's what it does, instead of looking at this giant table, which is obviously more informative, but not as fun to look at. Exciting news. Next week, we plan to release Wikivoy Maps cartographer extension, Maps Frame, Map Data, Map Link, to all you'll be able to edit map, existing map, and even draw on it. Say like, oh, I want a square, and you draw a square. This is coming to Wiki Voyages next week. Lastly, with the graph extension, I did some experimentations with Page Views API. Absolutely love it, and created these two graphs about like US elections in real time. How many people are viewing different candidates' pages, and also what is the total viewership of different wiki sites. There's Wikipedias, there's Wiki Voyages, there's other wikis for the past half a year. And I'm done.
Thanks, Yuri. Looks like Rowan is up next.
Yeah, I'm gonna route Ron's video, please.
And I'm muting my microphone helps too. They sound a bit echoey. Is that just me?
Yeah. I'll turn you down a little bit. It'll bring out a little bit. Okay.
Okay, how about now?
Sounds good.
Sounds better. All right, so what I'm going to show you is very rough and ready, but we, in notifications, we have something called bundle notifications, which is a feature whereby when, for example, when you get multiple notifications of the same type, for example, multiple people edit your user's talk page, they end up getting bundled into one. So instead of getting a notification saying, Alice edited your user talk page, and Bob edited your user talk page, and then Alice edited again, and then Alice edited again, you don't get 4 of those. You just get a notification that says Alice and one other person edit your user talk page. But that way you don't necessarily know exactly what happened. So we want to make it a little bit better. We have some designs for this, but what I'm going to show you is a very quick and dirty and rough and ready implementation that I made, where this is an incognito window. I'm an anonymous user editing Cat Rope's user talk page, and I'm going to write something, and when I do this, Cat Rope will get a notification, and it will show all the details of what I just wrote. It will say the section name, it'll give you preview the content, it will tell you who did it, etc. But if I then, if a different user comes in and responds to this comment, then now I will not have as useful of a notification, because it'll just say 2 new messages on your talk page. In fact, I could even edit a different section. I'll have 3 messages on my user page, and I won't really have any useful information about what happened. Now you can probably see which part of this is the not ready for production part. It's the part that incorrectly has 0 messages and is halfway through the line. But with this code, you can expand this, and what just happened? If you can manage to stay logged in despite MediaWiki's session management software, then you can expand this, and you can see the individual notifications that constitute this bundle. There are many things that don't work yet. For example, this icon here is misaligned. This expand thing doesn't work well with the line here, and the G kind of gets bisected. The number isn't right initially, and you should be able to individually mark these notifications as read, which right now you're not, because it just masters on the oldest notification to do everything. So there's lots of things that I still need to clean up about this, but this is one of the things that we're looking at doing next.
Okay, awesome. Well, I think we don't have any more demos, so we can cut it short unless somebody wants to jump in. Got 9 seconds. Okay, that's it. Thanks everybody for.
Adam, wait,
Yeah,
there actually is something. Caldari's coming. He thought it was later, but I'm just seeing him come in right now, and he did want to do something.
Okay.
Oh, hey guys. Yeah, sorry, I was at lunch because I'm 2 time zones off. But let's see if I can get a little demo going. Let's see if this works real quick. Bear with me for just a second. It's gonna load. Anyway, what I was gonna show is the new gadget manager that mostly Lego had worked on like a few years ago, and Timo worked on some, and I think Roan even did some work on it. But the community tech team has kind of picked it up recently and been trying to push it out the door and actually get it released. So we've been doing a lot of work on that. I was going to show it to you on our labs instance, but for some reason it's taking forever to load. If I can't get it to load, I might just have to give you guys the URL and have you guys take a look at it. All right, I just pasted. That's the gadget manager. It basically like just gives you a really nice interface for dealing with gadgets, where you don't have to go in and like mess with creating these obscure definitions in wiki text. You actually have like a nice graphical user interface made with, it's currently made with jQuery UI because most of it was written a long time ago. But regardless, it's still like a nice like client-side user interface for building and managing gadgets and all their dependencies. Another really nice thing is that it also lets you use MediaWiki's ITNN system to provide localization gadgets, which is a real pain in the ass to do right now. And the few gadgets that actually do any kind of localization all do it completely differently. Well, anyway, for some reason that URL, I just got a 503 error when I tried to load it. For some reason, it says service unavailable, so I cannot do a demo. I'm very sorry. But maybe you guys can try it later on your own with that URL. Anyway, sorry, anticlimactic. See ya.
No problem. I pasted the link into the Etherpad for people who are going to look later. Does anybody else have anything that they want to demo?